everybody, welcome to the Comic Game Movie Show. My name is Deshaun, and today I'm here to talk about the big breaking news that Ryan Reynolds came out and announced not only is Deadpool 3 coming to us September 6th, I believe, 2024, so a little less than 2 years from now it'll come out the same, like a few months before. I can't remember before or after. I think a few months before. It's either it comes out a few months before or after. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it comes out and the Fantastic Four and Deadpool 3 will be exactly boom boom. So that's a big deal. Like that's a big two-hit combo right there. But not only do we know the date, but we now know one huge thing. Hugh Jackman will be returning to play Wolverine at least for this one more time. This is huge news. Now this is like, it's funny because this is huge news, but it's not as big to me as it is to some. Like, no, don't hear me wrong here. This is awesome. I am happy. I loved Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. I loved him from the first time I saw him in that first X-Men movie that came out like 2001. And I remember loving him. And he was the first superhero character who I root. Like, outside of Wesley Snipes' Blade, Hugh Jackman's Wolverine was the first superhero character I truly fell in love with. You guys know how I feel about Tobey. I don't have those strong nostalgic ties to Tobey, but I did like Spider-Man 2. And I did like Spider-Man 2 in parts of Spider-Man 3. But I was tied to Hugh. Like, even X-Men Origins Wolverine, for as god-awful as it is, I still enjoy Hugh. And I loved him in this role. So it was sad saying goodbye to him in Logan. But it felt appropriate, but it was still sad saying goodbye to him in Logan. And now I sit back and I think about and Hugh Jackman has gone on to do so many things, more musicals. I mean, he's doing a Broadway right now. He's on Broadway right now, so he's doing more musicals. He's doing all these different things. He tried to do more dramas. He did things like Chappie and he was doing a lot of different things after, or did that come before? It might have came before. But either way, Hugh started doing a lot of things after his Logan stint. And it was a question of I figured the MCU would be able to talk him into coming back. Once they talked fucking guys like once they talked Patrick Stewart into coming back and things of that nature, you kind of I feel like he could talk Hugh into coming back. And if you guys don't know this, because a lot of people don't know this, so this is just food for thought. Kevin Feige used to have to, back when Kevin Feige was an assistant, to the producer. He was an assistant producer. Back when he was just kind of essentially just the person who does who goes to do the thing that the producers can't be bothered to do, who goes out there to look and see what's going on and come back to report to the actual producer so he doesn't have to, back when he was just this gopher, in his early days, he used to have to drive Hugh Jackman around to get him from place to place, went on set and stuff. So, in fact, I believe the story goes that when Hugh got cast and he got flown out, Kevin Feige was there to pick him up. So Kevin Feige and Hugh Jackman have history. Kevin Feige has history with Hugh. He has history with guys like Sam Raimi, because I know it's easy to forget this, but the thing that makes Kevin Feige unique and why he'll never be able to be replaced is he was working on those early-ass Marvel movies. He was there. He was on the ground level. The Fantastic Four movies, the Spider-Man movies, the X-Men movies, even the Elektra and the Ghost Rider movies, all those early 2000s comic book movies, Kevin Feige was there for. So I had no doubt that he would be able to convince Hugh Jackman to come back. Now, I didn't know if it was going to be for Now, the thing about it is, I didn't know if it was going to be for Deadpool 3, but it had been rumored, it had been talked about heavily before Fox got bought, and I think they talked about it. I think it kind of came out that he said something before Fox got bought, he was working to try to get this movie made with him and Hugh in a movie together, with Deadpool and Wolverine in a movie together. So this movie would have happened even if it was still with Fox. So they were working to get this movie to happen. Now, that clearly, things change, The Wolverine kind of does make things a bit different. I mean, not the Wolverine, Logan does make things a bit different because he did have that clear and honest, ending. Though, I don't think it's too much to assume that, this movie is there's a lot of questions about this movie. First of all, is Hugh Jackman playing the MCU, is going to be the official MCU Wolverine? And I think that's a no. I don't think he's going to be the official MCU Wolverine. In fact, the thing is, as exciting as it is kind of burnt on the fact that the reason, like, it's not quite as big as, like, the reveal that Spider-Man was in Civil War. You know why it's not quite as big as that? It's because not only did we not see that coming at all, no one thought it was a possibility. No one even talked about it. Like, this Hugh Jackman thing has been teased for a long time. Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman have traded barbs and talked about it before. And Deadpool himself has alluded to Hugh Jackman and talked about Hugh Jackman. But the Spider-Man thing came out of left field, and Spider-Man got to interact with the big, heavy hitters. Whereas, as far as I know right now, Hugh Jackman is only going to be interacting with Deadpool in whatever close proximity, whatever characters he's interacting with in the movie. Which means he's not going to get to interact with Iron Man. He's not going to get to interact with, Captain America. There are characters the big characters he won't get to interact with. So, which kind of go, oh man, we wanted this, but sadly, it's so late in the game that we're not going to get to see that. Same thing with certain other things. When Andrew and Toby came into the Spider-Man movie, it is kind of sad that, you won't get to see them interact with certain characters, which we might, because I wouldn't put it past Marvel to bring Hugh back and bring Andrew and Toby back to be in Secret Wars, but I digress. I don't think he's going to be the MCU Wolverine. I think this is just a one and done thing. Also, a lot of people are going to say that maybe it sours, Deadpool, maybe it sours at the end of Logan. I don't think so. I think this is just going to be a nice, fun thing. I think he's going to grab grab Logan out of a different time, like out of a different period in time where it's not so dire just yet. And I think that this entire film, now that I'm looking at it, most of the film is going to take place in Deadpool's universe. Because the way I feel like it's going to go is that it's going to end, one way or another, with Deadpool somehow accidentally getting launched into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and, Wolverine Logan staying back back in the Fox universe. I think they're going to be real meta about that. I think they're going to outright acknowledge that Deadpool was in the Fox universe, and there's going to be a plot point, of who knows. But either way, it's going to end with him being in the MCU and Hugh being still in that other universe. Maybe he'll be in that other universe when it gets destroyed. Maybe they will straight up have the Fox X-Men universe be destroyed in this movie. There's a chance. Who knows? But I am excited for this. Like I said, I'm not as hyped as some because, one, it has been talked about for so long that it just felt like it was like granted, we didn't know if it could happen because like I said, of Logan and whatnot, we were like, we don't think it can happen, but it was something that was a possibility. But like I said, I'm not as hyped because it's been talked about for so long, and since it was talked about for so long and teased by both Ryan and him, and it's not like he's gonna come into the MCU proper. Like, I don't think Hugh Jackman's gonna come into the MCU and be the Wolverine of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. No, this is gonna be a one-off thing, a fun story, a fun isolated story that will probably end with Deadpool somehow accidentally killing the Fox universe and coming in to the MCU. Man, it's so crazy. This is going down at the exact same time Warner Brothers is getting sued by shareholders for lying about its... Like, can you imagine that? This news dropped, and then an hour later, the news that Warner Brothers is getting sued dropped. That is just... That's poetry. Anyways, thank you guys for joining the Copycat Movie Show. Please like, subscribe. And what do you think about Hugh Jackman being announced to be back as Wolverine for Deadpool 3? I'm excited. I'm really, really excited. I can't wait to see what the story is. Can't wait. Anyways, thank you guys again. See you on the next one. Goodbye.